Okay, once again, y'all, we sticking on theme with bringing up videos that I've never done in a long time, honey. First, we done did the let me see. We done did the real estate. We done did the naughty talk. Now we back with some comic book talk, baby. Child, we just going right back down memory lane. Now y'all remember we had to mention to Marvel about their portrayal of my first inspiration, honey. My darn gone favorite character, the only black superhero that looks somewhat like me. And it pisses me off that every single time we have to have this discussion with the only black character that looks like me. God dang it, here we is to talk about Storm again. Now, I don't know what it is with darn on Marvel, and they darn going, because they can't say they haven't heard the complaints at this point. I was like, okay, you heard it with Halle Berry, but it's like, okay, we're going to give you Halle Berry, because at least Halle Berry was a light brown, and Storm has, in the early comic books, as far as TV portrayal, she was a light brown. Okay, we gave you Halle Berry. Even though Halle Berry was scrawny, even though Halle Berry did not have any type of characteristics to the character, on top of the skin tone difference. It's like you can have some subtlety differences if everything else at least matches up with the character. But it's like nothing was hitting for darn on Halle Berry. And that proves no matter how great the actress is, if the role is not meant for the actress. And I know this is a real life situation, so it's different when I'm going to say, like, Zoe Saldana had no business playing Nina Simone. It's like, what did a thin, frail, light brown skinned woman needed to darn go through this trouble of putting on a fat suit, putting on prosthetics, darkening her skin to such an extent to darn play a plump, because Nina Simone wasn't necessarily fat, but she was plump, a plus size a soul singer. And it's like the darn person in question that don't even know how to sing. But meanwhile, you have a dual singer actress who fits the depiction to a T called India Arie, who was available, and they ain't even think to cast India. Now that's, outside of Marvel, but I'm just showing how lazy, and I think sometimes intentional, these directors do. They do this shit to incite some controversy. Because it's like, once again, you have India Arie, but then you cast Nina Simone. It's like, okay, we understood Halle Berry because Angela Bassett turned it down. Everybody was thinking about Angela Bassett back in the day, but Angela Bassett did not want to take the role. So, okay, you came up with Halle Berry. But by the time you got Alexandra Shipp, I'm questioning this. It's like, okay, it was one thing you allow one biracial woman to play a person who's supposed to be African and black, which means she would be more blacker than the average black American. But you got somebody who is literally half white to play a character who only probably has like 10% white DNA, if that. Okay. But then you get somebody who's on the more fairer side of the spectrum, where Storm has never been depicted as light. Once again, the Storm at her lightest has been depicted roughly like a light brown. I would say, okay, Halle Berry-ish, Jada Pinkett Smith-ish, Angela Bassett-ish at the lightest end. At the darker end, she has been portrayed Kelly Rowland-ish. Yeah, Kelly Rowland like color, because she ain't never been seen as overly dark either. Like, I mean, maybe if you put X-Men Evolution, I don't know, but I like to say at the darkest, usually throughout the comic book history world, she's in that milk chocolatey category. But it's like, why can't we find somebody? Once again, I always like to say my complexion is the go-to for damn Storm. Like, it's spot on. Like, what? You can't tell me you can't find a deep, dark, darn brown skinned person who is dark, but is not necessarily chocolate, that got golden hues to the skin to play darn Storm. And it's like, with all these actors in school, like, why is we talking about Beyoncé? Now we finally going to get to it. I love Beyonce, I do. Lord knows I do. But Beyonce is a phenomenal clitoral mezzo soprano. She is our modern day legend. I don't give a damn what nobody says. She is one of the most technically, actually, among the most technically skilled female pop vocalists that we have. Nobody can match Beyonce vocally on a technical level. Her level of crescendos, her decrescendos, her melismas, her riffs, her runs are phonetically flawless, for all intents and purposes. Her acting is pretty good. She has room for improvement on the acting front. But to play somebody to such a level as Storm, I think is a disgrace. Because number one, that's a slap in the face to the character of Storm at this point. Because Storm is somebody who is so legendary that when you think of X-Men, for people who don't even watch the franchise, who never picked up a comic book, you think of 4 people off of the top of your head. And 2 of them are maybe. You might think of Cyclops. You might think of Magneto. You think of Xavier. You think of Wolverine. But the other one that's a show enough, so I meant to say 5. The one that you know off the bat that everybody knows is Storm. Storm has been around since 1975, 6 years before Beyonce was born. Storm was pretty recognizable by the time Beyonce came out with her first album. By the time Beyonce came out with her first album with Destiny's Child in 1996/1997, Storm was already in circulation for 21 to 22 years. X-Men Evolution came out in 2000. And by the time also Halle Berry was on the big screen, Storm has now become a household name. By the time Beyonce even became solo fully in 2003. So, with that being said, why do we continue to feel like we need to cast a well-known name for darn on Storm at this point? Now, I give them credit that they got a no-name, but it's like the no-name didn't fit either. It's like Alexandria, because I know y'all going to say, well, they cast the Alexandria Shipp. And once again, another scrawny, relatively petite, because I think Alexandria Shipp is like 5'6". Storm is supposed to be roughly 5'10". Okay, I understand you might not be able to get a super tall actress, but like it's like, okay, can we at least find somebody roughly between 5'7" to 5'8"? I'm just saying. And my thing is this. Why would they even think of somebody as a powerhouse like Beyonce, who has so many different commitments? Now, once again, this is all speculation. This is not set in stone. This was actually reported on, let me see, what's the Everything Always, and I'll put that YouTube channel down below. This was reported on Everything Always YouTube. So it's not set in stone. This is speculation with some some credible sources. But my thing is why is it even up for discussion? Why would Beyonce even be in the running? Once again, why can't we just get a no name that we can't go straight to Ethiopia and get a Ethiopian actress that knows. Now I know maybe I'm pushing it because it's like, well, but I'm sure out of an entire country you can probably find at least one Ethiopian actress. And I know some of y'all going to say, well, one, the darn on Storm supposed to be half Kenya. Yeah, but her features look more like East Africa. That's why I say get somebody with a more narrow nose, cheek bone structure, and, a deep brown, skin tone like me. That's why I say Ethiopia. If I was the casting director, I would get a deep brown Ethiopian-based actress. Or, if it is an American, somebody who phonetically has a thinner nose, my type of skin tone, and preferably knows some form of martial arts. Like, get a stunt double to actually fill in as a full-time person. Like, instead of, because I'm so sick of that you have to get a person casted and then when the stunts happening, it's always somebody else that has to do the stunts. It's like, just get somebody who naturally does stunt doubling for a living that's dark skinned. I'm sure you can find somebody dark skinned out there. And even if we have to sacrifice on the height, it's like, well, hell, we done a stomach darn going Alexandra. We done a stomach darn going a Holly Berry. If you find somebody that's only 5'5", 5'6", but fits everything else, honey, we would tolerate one more short person to play Storm, honey. We would do that. Now, if you find somebody that's only 5'5", but has a thin nose, my skin tone, can put on a convincing African accent, I'm down. I'm down. So what are y'all thoughts? Like I said, I'm so sick and tired of this shit. They keep disrespecting my darn on Storm. It's like it's bad enough we can't even get her in an independent movie by herself. It's like she's only the first darn going female black superhero ever created. I don't think a lot of people know that, but she is the very first black female superhero ever created. She is the most notable. She has been confirmed as one of the top 10 most powerful mutants of all time. But we have somehow entertained, because, you know, this is how diluted they made Storm. Where because of storyline backgrounds and stuff in comics, they justified possibly coming out with a Gambit movie, a Kitty Pryde movie, before Storm. Now, mind you, Storm literally can cause a whole world to darn gone crumble. She can darn gone summon up tornadoes, whirlwinds, and then her powers can tap into that of a sorceress that we have not even ventured into. Like, there's so much that you can play with Storm. Like, Storm supposed to be able to even certain stuff that you would never think of with Storm. Like, Storm can see electromagnetic rays within the human body. So we never seen her eyes change color and look at somebody and look at their magnetic waves or whatnot. Like, it's certain stuff that Storm can do beyond just shooting out lightning and wind. Like, number one, we ain't never seen Storm really engage in hand-to-hand combat. And then when we do, why is she getting knocked out by Toad? Not that she got knocked out by Mystique, who is a trained fighter, who's been around for over 100-some years. Mystique is roughly like 150 years old at the minimum. Wolverine, okay, we can understand that. He's literally an anatomical, you know, he got the mindset of a Wolverine and the skills in fight. Okay, Beast, okay, we can understand that. He's literally the Beast. He can literally toss over 2 tons. Storm doesn't have superhuman strength. So, okay, I can understand possibly getting whooped by darn going Beast, because no matter what martial arts skills that she does, it would not, you know, phase somebody who has superhuman endurance like Beast. Okay. But Toad, oh no. That was the first insult right there. And then it's like she was getting her ass kicked by somebody who can move super fast. I don't think it was quick. It was a woman version that was moving real fast. It wasn't Quicksilver, but it was this female character that was moving super fast in the X-Men, the Last Stand, I believe. And it's like, okay, but you got somebody who literally can summon up wind on a whim. She can literally snatch water out of somebody's darn old lungs. Your body is composed of over 50% water. So somebody of Storm, Sorceress caliber and Mutant caliber, you would think she would be able, and then she does have the power of flash freeze. She has the power to bend the air pressure within people's ears. Like, all of this darn on, you know, minute powers that are very, you know, unique. That would be, you know, unique to see on screen. They don't utilize that. The fact that, hell, Storm, really with her abilities and senses, she should be able to even darn on navigate in total darkness. She can summon up fog, and due to the fact that she can sense people's electromagnetic rays within their bodies, she can darn on strike her enemies that way without the need to even see them. Hell, even if you blindfold her, her natural power electricity, she should still be able to darn on gravitate and move towards those people. And then if you really want to get advanced, honey, Storm, if you really activate her sorcery powers, she should be able to darn on make her body intangible and transform to that of the elements. Like, Storm should also be able to go up to the level of channeling the plant life like Poison Ivy. Since her powers is over that of the terrain, it's like it would be nice to actually see her actually channel the plants coming up out the ground, similar to darn on Poison Ivy. Like that is not exclusive to Poison Ivy. That would not be copying Poison Ivy, because unlike Poison Ivy, Storm should be able to do that, plus, you know, channel up darn on hurricanes and lightning and everything else. And also be able to, in certain states, make her body intangible. Like, I believe that we can darn on have her, you know, transform into fog and darn on whisk herself through the air. Not like teleportation, but similar to it. Like, somebody tries to hit her and the blow goes right through her. She transforms into fog, zips and goes right around them, and darn flings them over her. That's the type of stuff that I would want to see a Storm. But we don't see none of this darn on shit. So I'm already mad at that. And then, like I said, they don't darn on give her no independent movie. We darn on looking at somebody whose best power is darn on seducing people like an incubus. Like, that's Gambit's ability, is being a male incubus who can darn on throw darn on cards. Yeah, he got some level of acrobats and shit. But I would not say it's to the degree of Mystique, who once again is over a century years old. Then you got Kitty Pryde. Now, Kitty Pryde is somewhat underrated because her powers does allow her to actually walk on air in a sense. Her powers, she can do quite a bit with her powers. Put people in a wall and dust. When she makes them tangible, the wall closes in on their bodies, and you know, it makes them explode. Okay, she could put a bomb inside somebody. Like, she got quite a bit, but is that worth more than darn on Storm? Like, really? And then, like I said, Beyoncé to be casted as Storm is just an insult, y'all. What are y'all thoughts? Like I said, I love Beyoncé. I do. Phenomenal darn on singer. But it you know, win, because it's pretty much confirmed that she is going to be in future Marvel productions. But I don't want it this Storm. Like, stop being motherfucking lazy. I've been darn on doing these videos for years. Matter of fact, this is going to be one of the last times I do this video in this house, because I finally look like I'm closing in on a house deal. But I am open. Once again, Marvel, I'm telling you. Now Disney, because Disney, I think, Disney owns Marvel, whatever. So I am open to darn on being a creative director over there. I swear I will come over there and give y'all my expertise. My thing is this. Beyoncé needs her own unique character. Like, it's time to give a second black woman. And then it will also, once again, I've been saying this for years, light-skinned women need their own character as well. Because, once again, y'all darn gonna make all these characters dark-skinned. And then the light-skinned black woman feels the need to gravitate towards the dark-skinned character because that's the only black character. But then it's a slight to the darn on dark-skinned women who and men who apply for the characters. But then again, the men don't have this issue. See, they always cast the men, right? So I got to go back to women. So it's a slight to dark-skinned women, because every time it comes to casting, every single time is a light-skinned woman. It'll be something different if y'all actually cast it, a dark-skinned person here and a light-skinned person there. But it's like every single time for all the dark-skinned women characters across all the darn going acting board from DCU to Marvel. Y'all did the shit with Vixen. Y'all did this shit with who else? Riri Williams, y'all was trying to cast darn on Ruth Negga and all of them. Storm, you did it multiple times with her. And then the one time y'all could have casted a light-skinned woman, then y'all want to get somebody black like darn on old girl for Starfire. And I actually did a video saying, well, hell, Beyonce, you know, if we was talking about an older person playing Starfire, hell, Beyonce and darn on Rihanna would have been the perfect fit for that one. But then again, I understand that since it's a TV show, that's too much of a commitment, though, for somebody like Beyonce or Rihanna's caliber. But my thing is this. It's like, why the hell they didn't tap on Kelly? Kelly, your team is screwed up. Like, all these darn on deals that should have been coming your way. It's like, why the hell we ain't tapped on Kelly Rowland's shoulder? If y'all going to get a no, but now I still wouldn't want Kelly, but if I had to choose, Kelly would, I would say, be more inclined to, like, her body structure and everything is more inclined to be with Storm, because Storm was not overly curvy like Beyonce. Like, Beyonce got a massive curvy body, and Holly got like a stick figure body, but darn on Storm's body was somewhat in the middle. And Kelly's body is in that same boat. She's somewhat in the middle. Like, she's not overly curvy, but she has a hell of a defined torso and hips. So it's like, even if you're going to go off a namesake, why not Kelly? And everybody loves Kelly. Kelly, I do think, is more of a stronger actress. So it's like, not experienced actress, but stronger nonetheless. So it's like, why not get darn on Kelly? Beyonce, y'all can put her in a different capacity. Like, I want to see a badass darn on character creation with Beyonce. And then it's like, it's okay to make her a villain. Like, I would love to see Beyonce as a darn on villain. With, let's say, I don't want no telekinetic powers from B. Like, matter of fact, let's play on her natural abilities of singing. Like, let's have a seductress Beyonce. Beyonce that has the power of, you know, hypersonic voice. Some minor fighting skills. That way she don't have to do too much. We don't have to, you know, be all with the intensity of, you know, the fights and stuff. But just enough fighting. Let's give her slightly above average strength. Let's say like Hawk Girl from, you know, DC Comics. She can lift maybe a half a ton. She can lift up to like 1,000 pounds. So yeah, let's give you know, Beyonce that type of character. Somebody who got moderately, you know, above strength. Somebody who is somewhat, you know, got some decent skills of agility. A hypersonic voice. A singing ability of seduction or whatever. Once again, I think Beyonce will be able to do that. And then it will allow her to be able to have her natural voice without having to conform to another type of voice. Like, let her still be from the South. Let her be a Louisianian seductress villain that's gonna made her way over to Africa. That's gonna made her way over to Wakanda. That's what I would like to see. A good structure right there. And that way Beyonce can play up on her Louisiana Creole roots, honey. And it will feel more comfortable to her because she naturally comes from Creole ancestry. So it will be easier for her to channel that naturally while bringing life to a whole unique character. That way she also don't feel pressured of having to, fill the shoes of such a historical character that's been around before her that really doesn't fit her mold. She can give a whole new way to a character. So for future people who play that role, now light-skinned, somewhat ethnically indigenous women, black women can actually look up to. So that's what I would do for Beyoncé. I would make a light-skinned black character that is of Creole ancestry, that has singing-like abilities, to charm people into doing what she wants them to do, like a hypnotic voice. She can hypnotize people with her voice. She can put people to sleep with her voice. She has the power to shut off alarm systems and stuff with her voice. She can even cause minor explosions with her voice. Like, not to the degree of Siren. Once again, we don't want it to be too mirroring like somebody else. Like, we don't want her to be able to explode cars and stuff. But her voice should be powerful enough to shatter any glass, shatter any alarm systems, and stuff like that. Be able to disrupt cameras and security systems, hypnotize people. And once again, she has the natural fighting skills and all of that. We can give her a little bit of Catwoman-like element, where she's a vigilante of sorts. She likes to be extravagant. Once again, she's a Louisianan vigilante. So we're going to give her all the gaudiness of the gold and the silver and the diamonds and the pearls and all of that of, gaudy Louisiana ensemble, baby. Make sure she's channeling in those. Once again, it comes naturally to her because she's Southern. Her mother is darn on Creole. So once again, it would just come off so naturally to darn on her. And it will bring a whole new darn on face, a whole brand new character for not only black people to look up to in general, but for light-skinned black women to see somebody that looks like them. Just like when I look at Storm, I see somebody who looks like me. Deep brown skin, thin nose, high cheekbones, tall, introverted like personality. Like, I see so many of myself in Storm. And Beyoncé has that ability to create her own, to have her own character creation. And then it's like, once again, I think that would draw more better with the audience. And then once again, it would give Beyoncé a leg up, because then it would be like it's a role that will make her the most known. I think if they do this right, this will be Beyonce's most known character in the history that she's ever portrayed. Even including real life people. She portrayed Old Girl. At last, my love has come along, and my worries over. Y'all know, honey, I can't do Etta James, honey. At last. But at last, we can finally have a light-skinned, powerful, badass, vigilante-like character, honey. And darn on Marvel Comics that the people can look up to, honey. That's what I would do. Create a good darn on Louisiana badass vigilante. Hypnotic darn on voice that can shatter glass. She could toss 1,000 pounds over her shoulders easily. And once again, she's fierce. Once again, and you darn on someday, going to call me. Honey, I'll be waiting to pick up the darn on phone, honey. I'll be waiting to pick up the darn on phone when darn on Marvel, Disney, or darn on DCEU wants to darn on hire your girl, honey. I'm here. But for the meantime, I'm here with y'all. Give me y'all tips, comments, suggestions. put y'all's comments down below. Feel free to share and subscribe. Make sure the notification bell is on. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.